I'm gonna go ahead and do the Act 2 boss. This is through Act 2, so it'll actually be somewhat of a demonstration. I kind of hate this boss. I hate one mechanic on this boss fight. I'll explain it when it happens, but for the most part, this is a very fair boss fight. Again, I say this in every boss video, stay in melee range, and he will do his weaker attacks. This one, you do need to move back. It's a triple hit AoE. It can hit you multiple times if you're close, or if you're in the area of effect to it, so, don't do that. But just step back for a moment when he does it, and you'll be fine. This is free damage. He'll never hit behind him. More free damage, basically. Those aren't that threatening. Like, you don't want to stand in them, obviously, but they're not going to do too much damage to you. I need to let him actually live to do his phase. The part that I hate. He won't do it. Well, this is going off. This is more free damage, really. I mean, if you're not comfortable with these, you can just run away. He will only control them while doing it. No other attacks go off. He also won't do his phase while those are playing. Like, as long as those are on the field, he won't do the phase. Alright. Here's the phase. So, if you don't get in this bubble, you will die. Like, it's not, oh, what's going to do some damage to you. No. If you don't get to this bubble very quickly, within like 5 seconds at the most, for an average build, the bleed it puts on you is like 5% per stack of the bleed. And yeah, I've lost a lot of characters to that. I hate that mechanic. I hate that it's percent damage. I hate that it doesn't have any proper warning that he's going to do it. Like, there's no voice line. She doesn't bother telling you, hey, come to this bubble. I mean, she says something, but, like, she randomly says shit throughout the whole fight. Let's see. Yeah, she doesn't even get a voice line in the actual green text. So unless you're really paying attention to the sounds, you won't even hear the voice line she says when she makes the bubble. She needs to have a clear indication that that's happening. He needs to have more of a setup before the sandstorm just appears. Because, like, there you go, the sandstorm was there. And she actually doesn't say anything. She says, ah, very informative. Important to give the player that information. I hate that mechanic. Like, I think they should remove it from the game. I'm just being 100% honest. I am not a bad gamer, and I have died to that mechanic just because of bad AI, bad random placement. She'll warp through the side of the arena. I'll be on a slow character. Like, one of my warriors died, and I was wearing a 15% movement speed loss armor, and it was a heavy armor, so I lost even more. I was fighting him over here. She ran over there to make the portal, and I could not walk across the arena before I was dead. And I was built as a tanky warrior, so, like, that mechanic, they need to make it flat damage, not percent damage, or remove it from the game. It does not add anything to the fight. In my humble opinion, the fight is better without that mechanic. But it's not too bad if you know that it's coming. Just be aware that that is a thing. It no longer happens after phase 2. I'm gonna get on to phase 2's mechanics. So most bosses, again, same logic, stay close to them. They'll do that little crappy close range attack. You can freely run behind them, give them some shots. This one, you need to... Okay, well, that was on me. I thought he was doing the other attack. That one's a little iffy to dodge, by the way. I'll show why when he does it. Okay, so this is the one I thought he was doing. You need to get behind him or get very far away. So I'm going to show that other one. Okay, so the timing is just very, very tight if you're close range. Long range, it's fairly easy. So you can stay close range. As soon as he starts that, you have plenty of time to run back. I'm just gonna tank these. Like, he honestly does no damage with that. Okay, so for this, just move back, get back into the fight. He's got this one, run back, roll, get back in the fight. Now I'm gonna try to show you why the other attack is bad to stay close on. In theory, it shouldn't be, but it has 100% correction, and when they can correct their angle at 100%, that's not good. There's an optimal stun there. Get rid of a tornado. He now won't spawn that back for a while. Okay, so well, I didn't even get the dodge off in time. I started my dodge there, but the timing is very tight close range, and you have to wait till the last second or else it's gonna hit you. Okay. See how he, like, even when I rolled close range, he followed me, tracked me perfectly, and still hit me? That's why long range. For that attack, go ahead and take a step back. It's one of the few times I will advise you to actually getting some distance on the boss. Almost every other time, you're better off staying close. Get some distance, roll out of the way, get back into the fight. This one, again, get distance, roll out of it, get back into the fight. Don't stand in the tornado. That's not a good idea. Distance, close range. I need him to activate his final phase. You also kind of want to make him put that at the outside of the arena. I'm tanky enough that I don't have to worry about it. They don't do that much damage, but they're mostly designed to just get rid of your energy shield. That's most of this fight. This doesn't do much damage, but it's going to keep me from getting my energy shield back. The damage isn't the threat, it's just the fact that I can't recover energy shield if I'm constantly getting some hits. Mild damage sustained is this whole boss fight. That's why I say it's a very fair boss fight. Like, if not for that tornado, I would say this is the fairest and best designed boss fight in the game. The boss has a good range of attacks. There's a counterplay to all of them. And it does a good job of whittling down your HP rather than just one-shotting you. One-shotting is not a fun mechanic. You don't want to just, I don't know what I was supposed to do there, I'm dead. Like, you don't want to have that experience. You want to be sitting there saying, I was low life, I really should have been playing safer, that's on me, player error. That's the kind of death you want to experience in a game. Not just, I guess I was supposed to not get hit by that. I was tanky, I thought I could take it, I could not. It is possible to dodge that close range, it's just much tighter on the timing. So I'm gonna go ahead and end the fight. That's the fight. It's a very fair fight, other than that tornado, sandstorm, whatever you want to call it. I guess it's just a sandstorm, but other than that phase, it's a fair fight. It's a simple fight. You're not going to have any major problems with this fight unless you get killed by that tornado. I keep calling it a tornado, the sandstorm. If you die, that's going to be what kills you. But when it comes to the mechanics, it's very fair. You have plenty of time to react. I'm willing to bet none of his attacks will one-shot you. I don't care if even you're a squishy build. Like, if you're just pure DPS, I'm bulky, so they can't even hurt me. Like, I've got good mitigation, good life. My mana is also my life, so you have to remember that I have 2,000 life, and then, what, about 5,000 energy shield? Pretty close. So I'm very bulky. I'm actually not really a DPS, despite having really good DPS. All of my DPS support is secondary. and gear based. But like if you're a squishy DPS, like you're gonna notice when he hits you. Like it's gonna drop you 50% energy shield, 50% HP, like whatever you're playing. If you're playing pure HP, it's probably not gonna drop you 50%, but you're gonna get like a good 20% chip from hits, but you'll be able to recuperate that damage. If you're playing energy shield, you just need to play it safe, take it slow. If you got a big hit and you just lost half your energy shield, fall back, get to a safe part of the arena, or get close to him, depending on what the arena looks like. If there's a lot of effects playing off next to him, just run back, get some safety, recuperate your energy shield, go back in, get back into the fight. Now, for the most part, you're going to want to stay close to him, and you're going to want to move away during the attacks. I was saying during the fight, when he does the spears, when he says 1,000 spears, 1,000 something, whatever, and he summons them behind him, you want to move to the edge of the arena so that he will throw them in a circle around you over here, and then you can get back over next to him, and you don't have to worry about the lightning going off. It's low damage, but it's chip damage. It's going to keep you from regenerating shield and get you closer to a one-shot range. So, just be mindful of that. The fight is very arena awareness focused. Less so like, what's the boss doing? It's more, where can I stand that I can actually recover my stats? And I fought this boss with negative stats, like negative resists. Like right now I'm not very resistant, but I'm above average for resists. So he's not threatening at all. If you're fighting him with, negative 10, 15% resists, he is going to hit pretty hard. And the arena effects are going to chip through your shield pretty quickly. Like, they're not going to immediately kill you, but, if you stand in that fire and you're negative 10, it's going to do a couple hundred damage per tick. So probably 1,000 damage per second. So if you roll through it real quick, like, you'll take 200, 300 damage. If you are caught in it, it can kill you. But generally speaking, you have enough time to react. From this point of the fight, the second phase, I don't really think anyone within my group has died. A lot of us have died at the sandstorm through various means. I've died to it probably more than anyone else because I go back and help people. And ironically, I make it to the end game on most of my characters, and then I take them to help my friends who don't make it to the end game, and then I die at this point of the game on my level 60s. Just another reason I hate that sandstorm so bad. Like, I don't like it. I do not like it one bit. Just thinking about all those level 60s that have died to the sandstorm. I think a level 70 died to the sandstorm. And the problem is when you're in there, like if you're in there and the sandstorm spawns and you're alone, you have the luxury of the pause menu. When you're in there and you're helping someone, the game doesn't pause. And even if you go and you respawn to checkpoint, if you're not in the bubble, the time it takes you to exit the arena will probably kill you before you get out. Like my last death, level 68 warrior, I was about half health, and I was like, oh no, the other guy I was helping did not enter the arena, so Scamma is not here. There is no bubble. Like, I started out in the phase start, and I'm like, oh, I gotta get to the bubble. And I looked around the arena, I'm like, there is no bubble. She's not here. Okay, let's go ahead and respawn to checkpoint. And this is another little pet peeve of mine. I was panicking, because I'm like, oh shit, this thing is dangerous, I need to get out. And I went to the logical confirm side, and oh, I didn't confirm. And then went back in, because I automatically escaped again, because if you know, when you confirm checkpoint, when you do click confirm, it takes a moment to pause again, and I just compulsively try to repause the game. So I unpaused the game instead, and then I didn't even have it paused actually, so that didn't even matter. But I closed the menu again, opened the menu again, and then hit confirm. Was about half health on a warrior that was designed to regenerate HP, so I was healing at least 20% of my HP per tick. Not per tick, but per second. 20% recovery, 50% HP, in the time it took me to actually respawn to checkpoint. Instead of going to checkpoint, I respawn to town instead. There is no reason a level 20 boss, he's level 32, let's be generous to him, but there's no reason a level 32 boss should have a mechanic that can kill a level 62 tank in, what, 2 seconds? We'll say 4 seconds since I misclicked. In 4 seconds. I think that's a terrible design choice. It's not the end of the world. As long as Skema's in the arena, you have a fair chance of winning. If her position isn't ideal, you might die. That's just the way this mechanic works. I don't like it. I don't know what more there is to say other than the pure absolute hatred I have for that gameplay choice. Other than that, boss is very fair. You'll easily beat it. Don't die at the sandstorm. Best advice I can give you. Everything else, fair, easy. You'll have plenty of time to kind of get the hang of the mechanics while fighting him. Going in knowing them is going to give you even more of an advantage. Sandstorm, best of luck to you. Later.